As the season goes on, the more I realize that I'm not that good at projecting team success as I thought I was. I mean, if you can project how good a team is doing or project the standings of the Western and the Eastern Conference and be successful with it 100%, then I would say it's a pretty boring season. You want to have some type of parity. I guess that's just my excuse because the Blazers, I had them at 11th in the Western Conference, missing the play-in this year behind the Sacramento Kings. And obviously I'm wrong right now because, they're 9-4, tied for the second in the West, and they're playing good basketball. I just wasn't a believer in their depth. I didn't know how deep they were going to be this year. But yeah, they're playing really good. Like I said, the bench is playing good. I mean, they're pretty deep. I mean, Eubanks is playing good basketball. Nassir Little, Shaedon Sharpe. I'm holding the torch for the Shaedon Sharpe fan club. He's playing good basketball. Even Justice Winslow playing his best basketball as a Blazer. Second half of the season last year as a Blazer. This year as a Blazer. Playing his best basketball in a while. I mean, if we just look at their team offensive rating wise, they're 16th at 111.6, which is like middle of the pack. But what's more impressive to me is just their defense. If you look at the defensive rating, they're ranked 6th at 109.7. And when we look at Blazers, their defense, historically, they're not known for a defense. I mean, last year, they were 29th. The year before that, they were 29th. And then the year before that, they were 27th. This is a Blazer team that does not play defense. Chauncey Billups hasn't playing defense. He hasn't playing that zone. They have two athletic players on top, whether that's Anfernee Simons, Jerami Grant, Justice Winslow. They're doing a pretty good job of hiding Dame on the wing. But yeah, they look connected. The rotations look crisp. And that's what I think with the Blazers, I think they're legit. Just to answer that question in my title. I think they're legit because the way they play, especially with their defense, is sustainable throughout the whole year. Offensively, if you have a hot start, eventually I would think, and I'm pretty sure it's proven, that you're going to regress back to the mean. But with defense, you have the principles, you have your rotations, you have your identity set, and you're good for the rest of the season, really. I mean, you don't have to it's not about you being hot. It's not about you just making shots on the defensive end. It's about you just being in your right rotations, you being connected. And that's what this Blazer team has. Chauncey Billups hasn't looking good on defense. I mean, especially with that zone, you're either settling for a 3 or you're getting into the lane, taking tough contested shots in the clogged lane with a big Jusuf Nurkic, 7 foot, a lot of girth. This Blazer team looks really good. I mean, when we talk about their top 3 players, Damian Lillard, Anfernee Simons, Jerami Grant, all playing good basketball. Let's start with Dame. I mean, what can I say about Dame that we don't already know? He's going to hit those 30-foot bombs. He's averaging 28.6 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds on 47, 40, 87 splits. Yes, that's Dame, but what's more impressive to me for Dame is just the trust and the leadership he has. The trust he's inputting into his teammates. I mean, that's what's more impressive because I'm not saying that he wasn't a leader before, he's not trusting his teammates before. It's just more apparent this year because, this is Dame time. What do we know about Dame? One of the most clutchest players. That was bad grammar. One of the clutchest players in the league, arguably the clutchest player in the league, someone that you have full trust in to give you a shot when the clock hits 0. But what is he doing this year? Against Phoenix, he gave up the ball to Anfernee Simons. He said, go get us a bucket, bring us home, win this game for us. But wait, win this game for us with the best perimeter defender in Mikal Bridges guarding you. Do that for us. He did that. Gave it to Anfernee Simons, did that hook shot, game winner over him, Josh Hart. He kicked it to the corner to Josh Hart to hit a game winner against Miami. Damian Lillard, yes, you can talk about, oh, I trust you. Oh, you can do this. I believe in you. But the biggest form of trust is doing it in game and showing them that, especially when you're Dame time, when you are one of the clutchest players ever, that you're going to give up the ball to these guys to hit these big shots. That's what's been impressing me with Dame. And yeah, with Anfernee Simons continuing on with that, he's playing like an all-star, averaging 22 points, 4 assists. He had that 22-point third quarter against Denver where He scored 8 consecutive buckets with 6 straight threes. That was crazy. That was electrifying. I was watching that live. That was fun to watch. And this Anfernee Simons, like, coming from 17 points last year, now up to 22 points. I was definitely interested to see how he's going to play, because that second half of the season was when he was really breaking out, when Dame was out. And then now that Dame was coming back, I was like, will Dame take away from Anfernee Simons? How will they coexist? But they look like a really good fit. And you can make the argument that they're a better fit than CJ and Dame. I mean, they're playing well together. Like, my reason for that is that with Dame and CJ, a lot of times you're just seeing either Dame or CJ go off. Rarely you'll see them go off together. But Anfernee and Dame, they're playing really well. They're playing well together. They're going off together. That's what you want to see. And just with Jerami Grant, having a good year. I mean, when we look at him before, I was like, yeah, he give you 3-point shooting and defense. That's what I know him as at Denver. I didn't watch much of him in Detroit. He was scoring like 20, I know, for Detroit as a number 1 option. But I didn't know he had this much shot creation. I mean, he's hezzy pulling on the left, hezzy pulling on the right, getting to the basket. He has some ISO moves, and the 3-point is still there. Playing really well, averaging 20 points, 4.7 rebounds on 50, 46 from 3, and 78 splits. Playing really well, had 37 points last night versus the Mavs. It wasn't a losing effort, but I mean, the Blazers, they had the game, but Doncic had to have a 40-point triple-double. Spencer Dinwiddie had 3 straight threes to end the game. JJ Redick had a good point about him, where he was saying that in Denver, he was underutilized as the offensive option. Over in Detroit, got the bag, number 1 option, but he was overutilized. And now that he's with the Portland Trailblazers, he's like perfectly utilized. You know, he's that complementary player. He can be a 3rd option for you some nights, 2nd option. And then even when Dame is out, he's shown that he can be the 1st option too as well. Nurkic also, can't forget to mention him. He's that guy in the paint that you're sending to, playing really solid defense and still giving you 13 and 11 on a daily basis. Josh Hart, that dirty work player. He's giving you 9 points, 9 rebounds. Shooting wise, still like 30% from 3, but you know, he still gives you that threat. I don't even think it's a hot take to say this is the most well-rounded offensive just most well-rounded starting lineup this Portland Trailblazer team has had since Dame has been there. When we talk about the bench, Justice Winslow, he's playing like his best basketball as of lately. I mean, he can play the point guard position. He can bring up the ball, be an offensive initiator for you. And then just defensively, he's also playing the 5 sometimes, where, you know, he's going to, work down low, be tough down there, good defender. He's showing us that he's one of the better NBA role players, better role players in the league right now, coming off the bench. And then Drew Eubanks, like I was saying that, I was questioning their depth, right? I was like, who's going to be that center behind Jusuf Nurkic when he's out? Drew Eubanks has been playing really well, actually. Been tough. You know, he's been pretty solid as a rim protector, rebounding the ball. He can give you some putback buckets too. And then just like when I talk about their defense too, we're talking about their defense without GP2. GP2, if you play him in big minutes, he's an all NBA defender. GP2, he's going to provide that defense for you. He's going to be that dunker, that good cutter for you. I mean, I think it's going to be a pretty smooth transition of when he comes back, because he's a low maintenance player. He's going to do what you need him to do. Very great team player. I mean, that's coming from a Warrior fan. I miss GP2. I wish we could have him back. But, I mean, the Blazers have him now. I'm happy he's there. Got the bag. He's going to help the defense a lot still. Then Shaedon Sharpe, like I said, I mean, he's shooting well too. 52% from the field, 44 from 3. You know, he's playing really well in his role. 9 points, 2.6 rebounds. I like what I've seen. Obviously, I want him to get the ball more because like I said, I'm holding the torch. I'm holding the torch for the Shaedon Sharpe fan club, but he's playing well in his role. And when we talk about like I said before, earlier in the video, that I'm really bad with projecting. I'm going to project right now. With the way they're playing, I mean, this is just a tough Western Conference. I mean, Western, Eastern Conference, this is just a tough competition. Where do I see them at? Like, I would like to say that they're going to be better than a first round out, because this is a better team than they were when they made the Western Conference Finals. But it's just like the Western Conference is so packed this year. I'm going to say they're going to get out the first round, be competitive in the second round. I know that's not really like the flashiest hot take, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. Hopefully I'm wrong, but in the right direction, where Portland maybe making the Western Conference Finals. I don't know. We will see. But no, like I said, I'm impressed with how they're playing on both ends. Chauncey Billups has this team looking good. I'm excited to go to a Blazer game this year. Haven't been to one yet. But as you see, okay, I'm not going to be like, I'm hopping on the bandwagon, because I feel like that's what it's looking like right now. I still got these Warrior jerseys behind me. But like I said, I have love for the Blazers all the time. Damn, we've really got off track. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys in this video. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, comment what you think about the Blazers. What do you project them to be? Do you think they're going to be a first round out, or they're just on a hot start? Do you think they can make the Western Conference Finals? What do you guys think? Leave that down below. But yeah, until next time, peace.